All right, thanks, guys. We are 23-12 in our last 35 Patreon plays. We're also 21-11 in our last 32 daily double plays on Patreon. So check me out on my website, patreon.com/BrockPage. Link is in the description section below. All right, happy Monday to you guys. We have a nice, kind of big, substantive slate of Monday games. So let's go ahead and get into them. And we're going to begin with the first of a doubleheader. That's going to be the Marlins taking on the Mets. 4:10 Eastern first pitch in Flushing, Queens. The Mets are minus 330, totals at 7. We did see a 15-cent move toward the Mets in the early wagering here. We also saw movement downward on the total. The Mets opened 315 up to 330. Total opened 7.5 down to 7 flat. 63% of the consensus is leaning toward New York. 73% shaded toward the over. Right now the Marlins are plus 270 on the money line. The Mets are minus 165 on the run line. We have Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins, Jake DeGrom for the Mets. DeGrom's coming into this game with a 2.78 ERA, 1.08 whip. He also has 174 strikeouts in just 136 innings pitched. Sandy Alcantara on the other side for the Marlins, 4-10 on the year, 4.54 ERA, and a 1.48 whip. The Mets are 5-1 in their last 6 at home, 9-1 in their last 10 at any location. They rank 7th in striking batters out, 4th in striking batters out at home. The Mets are just 3 games back of that second wildcard spot in the National League. They're also 28-20 at Citi Field. Now the Marlins on the other side, they have the worst record in the National League. They are 25 games under 500 at just 42-67 overall for the year. They are 22 games back of the Atlanta Braves in that division there. The Marlins also rank last in road scoring. When it comes to the total, Miami's 5-1 to the over in their last 6. The Mets are 27-21 to the over at home. I'm going to lean New York Mets minus 1.5 in the over. 7 runs in that game. Next matchup, Brewers, Pirates, 7:05 Pittsburgh. The Brewers are minus 130, totals 9.5. We saw a nickel fade of Milwaukee and movement upward on the total. The Brewers open $1.35 down to minus 130. Total open 9 up to 9.5. 65% are leaning Brewers, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now the Pirates are plus 120 on the money line. Milwaukee plus $1.30 on the run line. We have Jordan Lyles for the Brewers, Dario Agrazal for the Pirates. Now Lyles comes into this game for the Brewers with 90 strikeouts in just 82 innings pitched. Milwaukee's just 2 games back of that second wild card spot in the National League. They're also 8-3 in their last 11 taking on Pittsburgh. The Brewers are 3rd in offensive walks on average per game. They're also 9th in striking batters out. Now the Pirates on the other side, ice cold, still ice cold, cannot get out of a slump right now. Winners in just 2 out of their last 14 ball games. They've also dropped 7 out of their last 8 at home. The Pirates are 21-32 against the spread at PNC Park. And of course, when I refer to the spread, I'm referring to the run line. So once again, Pittsburgh covering just 21 out of 53 against the spread at home. They are also 27th in walks allowed on average per game. And when it comes to the total, Pittsburgh is 6-1 to the over in their last 7. Miami 7-1 to the over in their last 8 at PNC Park. I'm going to lean Milwaukee Brewers minus 130 in the over 9.5 runs in that game. Next matchup, Yankees, Orioles, 7:05 Baltimore. No line currently posted for this game. We have Masahiro Tanaka for the Yankees, Gabriel Inua for the O's. Inua's just 1-6 with a 5.55 ERA and a 1.42 whip. Meanwhile, Tanaka on the other side for the Yankees, 7-6 on the year, 106 strikeouts in just 124 innings. Baltimore is the second worst team in Major League Baseball. They are last in runs allowed. The Yankees on the other side, third best team in baseball, first in road scoring. I know the Yankees will be the favorite when this line opens up. Give me the Yankees -1.5, getting the job done for some run line cash. Next game, Rangers. Indians, 7-10 Cleveland. The Indians are -180, totals 10.5. Pretty good two-way action on the money line. No movement there as of yet. We did see a little bit of movement upward on the total. The Indians open and remain -180. Total open 10 up to 10.5. 77% are leaning Cleveland. 80% shaded toward the over. Right now the Rangers are +170 on the money line. The Indians -110 on the run line. We have Mike Minor for the Rangers, Aaron Savall for the Indians. Savall's making his second start. His first start was back in June 22nd to be exact. Pretty good outing for him there, giving up 0 runs in that short outing back in June. Now Mike Minor on the other side, he's 9-6 on the year for the Rangers, 3.21 ERA, 1.21 WHIP. He also has 141 strikeouts in just 140 innings. The Rangers are 7th in scoring, 13th in road walks, winners in 4 out of their last 5. Now the Indians on the other side, they've covered just 28 out of 59 at home this year. They're also 20th in scoring, 22nd in hits. And when it comes to the total, Cleveland is 4-2 to the under in their last 6, 34-24 to the under at home. I'm going to lean Texas Rangers +1.5 and the under 10.5 runs in that game. Next matchup, Angels. Reds, 7-10 Cincinnati. No line currently posted for this game. We have Patrick Sandoval for the Angels, Luis Castillo for the Reds. Castillo's 10-4 with a 2.63 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. Castillo also has 151 strikeouts in just 130 innings pitched. Sandoval on the other side making his first start for Los Angeles. Since he's 6-3 in their last 9, 4th in striking batters out. The Angels are 21st in runs allowed, 23rd in walks allowed as well. I'm going to lean Cincinnati winning this one outright for some money line cash. Next game, Blue Jays taking on the Rays. 7:10 Eastern first pitch in Tampa Bay. The Rays are -240, totals at 8. We saw a nickel move toward the Rays, no movement on the total as of yet. Tampa Bay open 235 up to 240. Total open and remains at 8 flat. 61% are leaning Tampa Bay, 75% shaded toward the over. Right now the Blue Jays are +220 on the money line. Tampa Bay -$1.15 on the run line. We have Jake Waguespack for the Blue Jays, Charlie Morton for the Tampa Bay Rays. Morton's 12-3 with a 2.78 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. He also has 165 strikeouts and just 136 innings pitched. Jake Waguespack on the other side for Toronto comes into this game with a 4.80 ERA, 1.40 WHIP. The Blue Jays are the third worst team in the American League, third worst record in the AL, at just 45-69 overall for the year. That's going to put them at 24 games under 500. That's also going to put them at a .395 win percentage. They are 28.5 games back in the AL East behind the New York Yankees. Toronto's also 28th in hits on average per game, 28th in walks allowed. They've won just 27 out of 79 as the official underdog. Now Tampa Bay on the other side, they're actually a half game ahead in that second wild card spot in the American League. They're second in runs allowed, third in striking batters out. They're also on a nice little 6-game win streak. 6-0 in their last 6 ball games. Now, total-wise, the Rays are 7-0 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean Tampa Bay -1.5 and the over 8 runs in that game. Next matchup, Royals. Red Sox, 7-10 Boston. The Red Sox are minus 240, totals 11.5. No movement on the total as of yet. We did see a 40-cent move toward Boston in the early wagering. The Sox open 200 up to 240. Total is 11.5. 61% are leaning Boston, 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, Kansas City's plus 200 on the money line. Boston minus $1.35 on the run line. We have Mike Montgomery for the Royals, Rick Porcello for the Sox. Porcello's 9-8 with 99 strikeouts in just 122 innings. Mike Montgomery on the other side for Kansas City is just 1-4 on the year with a 6.34 ERA and a 1.77 WHIP. Kansas City's got the third fewest wins in the American League. 33 games under 500, just 40 wins on the year. 40-73 overall for the season. That's going to put them at a .354 win percentage. They're also 30 games back in the division. The Royals have lost their last 6 straight. They are 27th in road scoring, and they are just 17. They've won just 17 out of their last 55 away from home. Now, Boston on the other side, third in scoring, first in hits, second in striking batters out at home. Now, total-wise, Boston's 9-2 to the over in their last 11, 7-0 to the over in their last 7 at home. I'm going to lean Boston Red Sox minus 1.5 and the over 11.5 runs in that game.